I don't know why a lot of people like spouting the fact that Lapis Lazuli is the number one waifu of Steven Universe. If anything, Bismuth should be the number one waifu because she actually does shit. Lapis has no redeeming qualities as a waifu, none whatsoever. So, I don't get it. Pearl is obviously a big contender for waifu, but nobody actually looks to her. Hell, I'll even accept Peridot as a waifu because these women actually do shit. So explain this thing to me. Hi, hello, and welcome to anyone new here. My name is TVC, keeping the Steven Universe fandom alive in these troubling and desperate times of the Steven Universe hiatus. Don't worry, no need to thank me, I'm just doing the people's work. So, in this week's Steven Universe video, I would like to present the notion of what would Lapis Lazuli do when she wakes up from I was gonna say when she wakes up from a coma, then I realized, no, dummy, she just poofed, so when she regenerates. So a lot of people, no. I say that phrase a lot. Let's backtrack a bit. Now we are all aware that when we last left Steven Universe, Steven and the gang were on Homeworld, but left Bismuth, Peridot, and Lapis on Earth, with Peridot and Lapis both being poofed and still in their gem forms. Now, this thought just crossed through my head when I was having the idea of creating a video titled, "Is Bismuth a metaphor for Antifa?" And I'm not talking of the good Antifa, I'm talking of the bad one. And I was trying to figure out whether I should do it or not, but I wasn't really in the mood to piss off 45% of my audience. So we're doing this video instead. So Lapis came back to Earth while the crystal gems were fighting the diamonds. So obviously in that situation, she wasn't really aware of the people on her side. The only interaction we get was when Bismuth, between Lapis and Bismuth anyway, was when Bismuth separated Steven and Lapis and said, "Hey, look alive." And even in that case, I don't think Lapis got a good look of who was touching her or what was going on. She was more focused on taking down Blue Diamond, taking out the diamonds, and while they were fighting, she immediately gets poofed. So in that situation, Lapis did not make eye contact with Bismuth, neither did she recognize Bismuth's presence. Now, if we all remember, the gem that poofed Lapis was a Bismuth. But we don't know which Bismuth. Was it ours or another one? But so far throughout the entirety of the show, we have only seen one Bismuth. But we can also argue, well, we've only seen one of every kind of gem. We haven't seen any other sapphires, we haven't seen any other Peridots. I think there was this theory that speculated that the first Peridot that came to Earth and squished that Robonoid wasn't our Peridot. But we've seen multiple rubies and we've seen multiple pearls. But then again, it would be really weird if the Bismuth that poofed Lapis wasn't ours, because we know how radical and extreme our Bismuth is. She's just a search and destroy type of gem. She just blocks her eyes on the enemy and just goes after them. So unless the person she's attacking is a crystal gem, it's fair game for her. So for now, we are going to assume that the Bismuth that poofed Lapis was our Bismuth. Even if she wasn't, there's a 50-50 chance that Lapis will get that. Lapis gets panic attack and PTSD from a lot of things. So seeing the gem that poofed you might cause that PTSD. I'm confused, ignore me. So, on the other hand, you could argue, well, Lapis did not see who poofed her, so she would not know. It's only we, the audience, who saw that. But in that moment, we are kind of seeing Lapis's memory, so she might still have known who caused it. But what I am focused on is, right now, we were already told that Lapis, if Lapis or Peridot get poofed, they will reform with their stars. And we see that Lapis and Peridot officially joined the crystal gems when they were fighting the diamonds. But here's the kicker. When Lapis reforms with her star, either at the same time with Peridot or not at the same time with Peridot, Steven isn't there. The crystal gems aren't there. It is only Bismuth, this gem who in her eye poofed her and caused all those years of torment and suffering. So it then begs the question of how will she handle it? Will she reform with her star and just leave, saying I cannot be on the same team with the person directly responsible for what happened to me? Because she always just accused the crystal gems for imprisoning her, when that wasn't the case. It was Blue Diamond's court, it was the diamond side of the war, but she still blamed the crystal gems because they started the war. But now that she's on their side and she's seeing the direct cause of it, will it then make her leave? Because we're used to Lapis leaving a lot. I hope we see that interaction. I hope Steven, when he leaves Homeworld and he comes back, we see that going down instead of just seeing the aftermath. Maybe Steven comes back from Homeworld and he just sees Bismuth and Peridot and they say Lapis left, and it's like, wait, what? What happened? I want to know. It's so interesting. I can't even imagine, because that would be a real defining moment for Bismuth to come to terms with the fact that not everyone is the enemy, and sometimes you hurt some good innocent people because of your actions. And for Lapis, maybe this is the final step, the final push for her to actually get over her deep-seated fears and finally be at peace with everything that happened to her, or just finally move on. This is a huge thing. I want to see it addressed maybe in season 6 in the Steven Universe movie, or maybe even in the next episode, who knows. But I would love to know what you think about this topic. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you feel no, Lapis, nothing will happen? Or hey, who even knows, maybe Lapis and Peridot might not even reform until Steven gets back. Maybe Lapis will just be more hostile towards Steven, and Lapis will wait for Steven to come back and then address her concerns, telling Steven, hey, kick this gem out of the group, I don't want her here. Just let me know under the rainbow. Let me know your thoughts. I'll be eagerly awaiting to read them in the comment section down below. But with that being said, thanks everybody so much for clicking to watch. This is TVC, signing out.